Hello everyone, now that we are done with the Halloween horror stories, let's focus on a more positive note and let's talk about giving thanks to our family members for preparing as well as they can for a time where they may become unable to make decisions or when they die. So be sure to like our Facebook page and share this video with friends and family, because for the next few weeks we will post educational videos with DIY tips, with things you can do now on your own to make sure that your family will be prepared for a time where you may not be around, to provide guidance on how to make medical and financial decisions for you, and to help them come up, or to help you come up with ways to ensure that your family will be able to locate your assets, and they'll have instructions or some guidance on how to spend those assets, when, and eventually how to distribute them. So here is DIY tip number 1. Come up with a safe way to ensure that your family will be able to locate, to find out what you own and what you owe maybe, but not so much that, because creditors will find you. But come up with a way for your family to know what kind of assets you have if you become unable to make decisions or to communicate, or when you die. We get phone calls all the time. Hey, my grandma died, my dad is incapacitated. How can I find out what assets they have so I can pay for dad's care, or maybe pay for grandma's funeral and her debts and things like that? Let me tell you, it is really hard, especially now that we get a lot of statements through email, or we have apps on our phones that hold these assets. So make sure there is a list somewhere or somehow where if something happens to you, your loved ones, your trusted ones, find it and make it easy for them to collect it, either through power of attorney if you are still alive, or when you die through beneficiary designations, trusts and wills and such. I'm not saying leave it on the counter, but if you have a safe, or if you have a safety deposit box, make sure people know how to access it. Tell someone where the key is. Tell someone, hey, I have a safety deposit box that has all my important documents. It is really hard, close to impossible, to find a safety deposit box in someone's name if you don't know at least the bank, for example. It is much easier to call a life insurance policy and say, hey, I am a beneficiary on this policy, send me a check, than to try and go through all the documents, all the paperwork, the mail that comes in, bank accounts, tax returns, to see if your loved ones indeed have a life insurance policy. Health insurance, for example. Would your loved ones know if you have a supplement? What about long-term care? Have you prepaid for your funeral expenses, for example? Bank accounts, investments, stock. If you don't have a financial advisor, it is really hard to locate these assets. Or oftentimes people have a financial advisor, but they still have additional assets that are not listed with that person. So come up with a way for your loved ones to locate these assets. Ideally, you have something in writing where you designate how these assets to be spent or who receives them. But for now, let's work on gathering, on making a list and keeping it safe to make it easy on our loved ones. Thank you so much for watching. This is it for today. Be sure to share this video, like our Facebook page, and see you for the second DIY tip. Thank you for watching.